Welcome to the Automation Car Design Competition. Over 450 entries, 11 categories, and Mr. Regular as a guest judge in his very own special category. The entries will be judged in 2 rounds, the preliminaries and the finals, for each category. The categories span from way back 40s luxury barges all the way to futuristic concept cars. The finals are judged in more detail on a scale from 0 to 10 in the main category and on a scale of 0 to 5 in 4 secondary categories for a maximum score of 30 points in total. At the end, there can only be one to claim victory in the category. Today we shall find out who will win in the 50s Family Eurostyle category. Yes, the finals of Category B. Very interesting category and plenty of finalists. We have 5 cars that scored a 6 in the preliminary round, 1 car that scored a 7 and 1 that scored an 8. And all those are going up against each other. And first up will be Conan Murder. It is a pretty little car. Really like the design. It does very much look like a family car of the olden days. The fixtures have now settled into. Quite nice rear, like the arrangement. It's a little asymmetrical, but not in a bad way. And nice chrome on the side. The letters are all over the place. They're kind of well spaced, but look at this. This gives me so much OCD. But anyway, this is a good looker for sure. And let's hear what the actual judges have to say about it.
Overall, a really good looking car with a really nice and absolutely era-correct front. Just the rear is a bit of a letdown.
Good front with unfitting big eyebrows over the headlight. The rear is not as good, mainly because of the taillights that don't fit good enough.
This Deschillerman is absolutely properly 50s family from nose to tip.
There's fitting chrome at every place, but the rear lights just feel detached.
The front chrome pattern is different from the rear one, but the side chrome helps the consistency.
Continuation of the design cues is good, although it slightly suffers the common problem of the bare back.
Awesome lettering on the front with good alignment and symmetry, as well as nice chrome applications.
Front lettering and vent are really good, but the rear is not as good.
I'm a sucker for badges and perfectly spaced lettering, and this delivers in spades.
The rear boot lid has been extended to look normal, and the grille has some really cool pattern.
I like how he used several grills to make the main front one.
Everything is done appropriately. The choice of using vents to make the front grille was interesting. I would have perhaps used a single grille and bars for a more cohesive approach.
Overall, the markets don't like this car. Next time you should dial down those insane brake pads and remove the radio. It's the 50s, not 70s.
Advanced safety is a bit too much on every traditional Euro family car, and the drivability is low.
For some reason, this one's more family sport than family, perhaps due to the ludicrous racing brake pads.
The second finalist is Dead Punchu Toy 4 with his cute little creation. It's an interesting contender. Very nice grille layout, not too over the top compared to his entry in category A, which was amazing. But yeah, this is all looking really nice, and the sunroof, the big sunroof, it's very well crafted. It's not supposed to be this way, but well, that is definitely a fancy use of these fixtures. Quite like it. Very nice use of the chrome striping once again. The rear is not too convincing to me though. But anyway, what do the judges think?
This is one little car with a nice color and nice look overall. The rear looks a bit empty.
This car really looks like an early 50s budget family car, and the looks match the tech he used. It is simple but with personality and a great color pick.
This model sports a Morris front a beetle rear, and is disarmingly cute.
The chrome stripes show great potential that has not been fully used.
There is the recall of the badge, but not much else.
Perhaps it's a resemblance to real-life counterparts that makes the front and rear feel like they belong to different cars.
The sunroof, the vents under the windshield, and some nice badging.
A simple but good grille, nice painted rims, side chrome line, and door handles configuration.
The little things, like the vents in front of the windscreen and the selection of vents to not clash with the chrome bars on the front fascia, elevate this user's designs.
Who would have thought of a sunroof? And those doors sure open quite weird.
Creative use of fixtures for the soft top. It is a nice touch, like the rear double handle.
It was a great idea to evoke a soft top. The placement of the door handles is interesting.
There are all these nice budget-oriented choices, and then there comes a radio.
He used a simple tech that reflects the looks, but 3 gears are a drawback with a 900cc engine.
This model aims more on a budget level, and the car pulls the job off nicely.
The next finalist is Ed Warwick, with a very different creation. This looks, a bit different in style than the others. I quite like it though, and definitely it's interesting with the offset plate, the imposing grille at the front, pretty good badging, and the mirrors all the way to the front. Nice, very nice detail here with the blinker. And the additional stripes, and the rear, oh, very, very small text, but nicely crafted, look at that. Anyway, so what do the judges think about this one?
Vive la France! Cool looks, but a very empty rear.
A car full of post-war vibes, with good front, but unfitting chrome details at the rear wheel arches and 2 plain rear fascia.
London taxi meets French saloon, but on a snub nose. Well, it's brave.
The design element of the indicators on the front carry to the side and to the rear.
Recall of the design are mostly carried on by the small chrome details aside the lights.
The only real consistency here is in the details on the small trim. Where the painted rims worked before, I'm not sure these are the right rims for that.
Small touches here and there, offset number plate, blinkers on top the C-pillar.
The front grille and the rear lettering are very well made, and takes a lot of attention to details to do so.
Little touches bring out the 50s in this car, although I'm not sure the door handles are period correct.
Everything has been thought through, but the rear is still empty.
A shout out to the small chrome details beside the lights, but everything else he uses intended.
The chrome flare on the side is a nice touch.
This is one highly advanced car, but it's a bit too much for a cheap family car.
The small engine is penalized by a 2-speed automatic. Probably some min-maxing choices happen here.
As for the tech, wow. All that drivability is surely what makes this such a strong contender. Is an automatic in a budget car 50s? I'm not sure, but one doesn't know if one doesn't try.
Next up among the finalists is Micon P7, with this super cute little car. The Bürgerfahrzeug Stadtland Fluss Reihe 3. Oh no, that's the engine. That is an inline 3. Yes, and I quite like this design. Simple but effective. Maybe the badge is a little over the top though, but why would you care about my opinion in this regard? So let's jump over to the judges. What do you guys think about this?
Overall a good looking car with a set of too many modern blinkers on the front and the distinct look of a Trabant that could have been but never was.
The front grille and the side indicators convey too much squariness on the front. It looks like a GDR 70s restyling of a 50s car. At least the rear is era correct and well balanced.
A distinctive shape with a small trunk, the Bourgeois Fahrzeug appears to lean on cute and quirky.
The chrome striping and ornaments above the lamps look great, but why not chromening the taillights too?
The fender's ornament transmits some consistency, but the different style of the front and the rear fascia dish the effort.
Everything is there, but the elements are all disparate, they're not quite hanging together.
Not much going on, it could have needed more care here and there.
Those badges and lettering on the front and the rear are too big, but the ornaments on the fenders helps on the score.
A little more care in the alignment of certain things could improve the visual impact a lot.
Radical offset number plate and just a single mirror. So correct yet so modern.
I like the fender's ornament, along with the badges used as chrome details around the side indicators.
There are some nice touches, like the chrome fins on the back and a single mirror.
What? I can't hear you over the rattling and blaring of that unmuffled 1.1 liter inline 3, and it has a pointless radio.
A big, shaky inline 3 with no muffler and 6 seats. Yeah, it has a radio, but you will not enjoy it very much.
Unfortunately, this model is somehow a weaker performer on all counts, even if it did nothing more wrong than the others, aside from, of course, the deafening engine noise.
And then we have Mr. Chips. The last competitor with a 6 from the preliminaries, with a very different car. I really like it for what it is and tries to be. So cool use of the roof racks. That's the first car we saw it on, used properly. And so much striping. Looks a bit like his previous car from the 40s as well. But yeah, quite like this entry. Overall good use of the fixtures available, and looks the deal. Very different style once again though. But okay, what is the judge's opinion on this one?
And from East Germany we come to North America, with a simple wagon that conveys the design of the 50s, with quite a bold face.
This is a simple design, but it is really well delivered. The vibes of the late 50s are well transmitted through this family wagon, thanks also to front grille and taillights.
A wagon, the only one in the lineup, but in retrospect a very suitable choice. The front fascia is interesting to say in the least.
There's a chrome stripe going around the car, and the stripes on the roof and bonnet.
Not much of the front is recalled on the rear. There are just the stripes and the chrome liner on the car.
The design is simple, adorned by characteristic big stripes. It could have done with a bit more chrome on the back.
A few details placed with good care will serve good results, like here.
Again, a small amount of fixture used really well, like the taillights or the front grille.
The chrome detail on the side, along with the handles and the mirrors, is mint. I can't help but feel it would be a bit more refined if the other stripes were just a tad narrower.
Using a lip as a number plate illuminator and wings for the roof racks, great idea.
Great use of the wings as roof racks, and the door handle coped with a small vent to convey more depth.
What would a family wagon be without a roof rack? Only there's no such fixture, yet, so the wings will do. It's an old trick, but it's a good trick.
Overall, a solid car with extreme downforce, a thirsty engine and the tires from a race car.
An engine choked by a single eco carburetor, 3-speed and fat tires don't help with market score.
It's a solid performer in the demographics, but amusingly Mr. Chips forgot to set the wing arrow to 0, so the car generates a lot of downforce. Sportwagen.
Our next finalist is Kaamika Fox. And this is the first car that is not a 6 from the preliminaries, but rather scored a 7. So one notch above the rest we have seen so far. At least that is our verdict after the preliminaries. Some really nice touches here with the offset and automation logo and the inset headlights and blinkers. Very nice use of the fixtures, overall consistent look, and just really, really pretty. Really like it. Really like it. Yeah, cute little car. It is like looking into a dead soul when the fixtures haven't settled yet because of how the headlights are, but now it looks right. So that's good. Alright, judges, what do you think?
Those eyes, they stare directly into me. Great and interesting design that feels instantly at home at the 50s.
Original and good looking car. I like the light scheme in the front and the rear and the 50s diner's fence details, but the third rear light is an obvious mistake.
The plate says concept. I agree, this is more of a retro-future interpretation of 50s and outright 50s, but what a look.
Even the rear has a concentric look, and those vents, digging it.
The same theme is present on the front fascia and the rear fascia. It works well.
Very clever adaptation of the motors from front to back. Ties it together nicely.
This car is a prime example of how little detail is actually needed to make it look really good.
I like the concentric details of the lights, and this is another example of few fixtures very well used and placed.
Simple and modular is the name of the game here, but the concentric inset lights is a feature.
Entirely different approach design a 50s car, and it works great.
The vents that connect the taillights are a nice touch. It looks original, but I also feel the 50s.
The placement, the wrapping of the vents on the lower fascia, the two-tone paint job oozes cool.
That's a really good engine for the late 70s. And putting 6 people in such a tiny car with only 2 doors can end messy.
The multi-valve engine is futuristic, but 3-speed gearbox is not. And 6 seat in a Mini? Really?
Being compact and drivable, this is a strong family car, but even more so city and budget. But is a 2-door body really appropriate?
Our last and from the preliminaries best competitor is Duke Fireframe. And this one scored an 8 in the preliminaries. This is a beautiful design, especially with the headlights there, perfectly inset. Not quite as unsettling as the previous cars ones, and very nice use of the badging there. Ooh, this is a good one. I really like it. I really, really like it. But that, apart from this, maybe a morph changed or something. Yes, can't really open that door without breaking it. Anyway, my opinion counts for nothing here. So, let's see how this one fits in. Will it be able to get the win? Or will someone else have snatched it from him already?
Sharp looking car with a really 50s feeling front end.
I like the split grille and I love the front headlights with that unique chrome work, but the rear is a bit empty. Simple and well made, but works better as late 50s.
This is instantly identifiable as a 50s model. The front fascia is a real standout.
If you use the same taillight arrangement on the rear, why not adding chromaning from the front?
Not repurposing the chrome work of the headlights on the taillights is a huge missed opportunity.
Once again, the rear appears to have gone a bit blank. It's a strange feeling after the wonderful chrome detailing on the front.
Not much to say here. There is not much detail, but very well executed simpleness.
The front is a good example of few red fixtures in the right places to convey an original look.
It's a simpler approach overall, but the care put into modelling the headlight indicator array is astounding.
Not many would have the idea to design such headlights and naming the car Furniture.
I'm fascinated by the front headlights chrome work and the vent use.
Design flow is strong. If only it had been more consistent, it would be a knockout.
This is quite a technologically advanced chassis, and the markets like it.
For an advanced layout with front-wheel drive and McPherson, a 3-speed gearbox is a mistake.
As a family car, it is also strong. I can't see anything problematic not common to the other entries.
Oh yes, a little bit of an upset. The second place finisher from the preliminaries actually takes the crown in category B family car 50s Euro style. Congratulations to you, you stole the crown and now you're running off with it. In the end, Duke Fireframe, the leader from the preliminaries, only came in 4th. Very close, very close there though. Second place went to Dead Puncher Toy, and third place went to Mr. Chips, just barely inching out over Duke Fireframe. Anyway, this was quite exciting. I hope you enjoyed, and see you guys next time.